Edexcel Section B 2020 Paper 1. Let's get right on with it. And it looks like it's on the rail industry nationalisation. This actually 20 paper, but this reminds me quite a lot of it's the AQA Paper 1 2019. So 2019, basically AQA had an entire paper on nationalisation, and this looks like this entire section B is pretty much also on nationalisation, privatisation. And a lot of students ask the difference between AQA and Edexcel. Honestly, a lot of the content you get assessed on is exactly the same. It's just, even the extracts very similar. Yeah, it's just how you answer the questions is a bit differently. But anyway, let's get started with 6A, which is a 5-mark question. So refer to figure 1, explain the likely effect of the change in subsidy levels between 2017 and 2018 on rail fares. Include a supply and demand diagram in your answer. So let's have a look at figure 1 to start off. Figure 1, the UK government subsidy to Northern, a train operating company in Northern England. So the subsidy has increased from 277 million, and that's important units, to 287.9, which is a 10.9 million increase in subsidy. And of course, that is a decent bit of application, so we'll be including that in my 5-mark question, since of course the 5 markers do have application marks. But yeah, the effect of change in subsidy levels between 2017 and 2018. So essentially, a very simple question, and it's talking about using a supply and demand diagram. So basically, what they want you to do, show the subsidy and just explain very briefly what the subsidy means. And yep, let's get started. So supply, demand, and how does a subsidy affect supply? Of course, subsidy is a grant by the government to producers. It essentially reduces producers' cost of production, therefore it shifts supply out to S plus sub. So S plus subsidy, I'm going to write, let's just label up these points. So PE, what is the main effect of a subsidy? It usually lowers prices from PE to PE1 and also increases quantity. So Q1 to Q2. And of course, what do we usually subsidise? We usually subsidise goods, for example, with positive externalities. Public goods and something like railway travel, of course, should be subsidised, as we want to encourage it, as it provides positive effects, positive externalities on society. With these 5-mark questions, by the way, of course, in this scenario, you've almost been blessed with them telling you to include a supply and demand diagram. This subsidy diagram will literally take you not even 30 seconds. And that is all you would need for 5 marks in this question. So like I said, diagram drawn accurately, very simple diagram. Subsidy, just define what a subsidy is, include a bit of application there that I worked out on the figure, and yeah, let's keep going. And that's how to get 5 out of 5 marks there.